Hello everyone, welcome to Global Online, and here we are back with our NTA UGC NET 2023 Paper 1 preparation. Today we are going to see the marathon for communication unit, where we'll be having quick revision series, with explanation, and we have 100 questions to discuss, which will be based on entire syllabus. We have started this series, with all the units. We have yesterday completed the unit teaching aptitude. Today we are completing the unit of communication. And in this week, we will complete all the units one by one so that it will be easier for you to prepare for your upcoming examination. So before we start with the preparation, let's see what this Global Online has to offer you all for your part of study material. So we have study material for paper 2. The list of the subjects for paper 2 are reflected on the screen. You can see these are the list of the subjects which is for paper 2. Here we will be providing you study material, which will be basically for rupees 1600, but this is a last day offer going on. So we will be giving you a 30% off and you will get the study material for 1120. It consists of MCQ questions as well as notes, which will help you to revise at the last moment. You can get in touch with us on the given contact number, which is reflected on screen. In case if you want something for paper 1, yes, we do have a quick revision PDF for paper 1 too, which will be consisting of 2000 plus MCQs, updated MCQs, current affairs, short notes, previous year question papers, and most repeated questions. This is available at a fee cost of rupees 699. In order to get the facility, you can please get in touch with us on the given contact numbers, which is reflected on the screen. So yes, without wasting time, let's start with the preparation of marathon, that is communication marathon, which by seeing 100 questions and making your confidence level double up in order to attempt your final examination. So let's go ahead. Now, without wasting the time, let's start with our communication unit question answer round. So as you all know that I'm just starting some questions with little speed so that it will give you a hands-on experience to appear for your examination. So that easy questions, you cannot waste time and you can utilize your time for data interpretation or doing some tough questions. So let's see little speed we can keep, which will help you to give, a boost for your preparation with time management. So interpersonal communication is based on what? So when we talk about interpersonal communication, is it based on arena? Is it based on facade? Is it based on blind spot? Or is it based on all the above? So first of all, you should know what is interpersonal communication. So as you all know, interpersonal communication is communication between two people. Okay, it is based on what exactly it consists of. So let's see, interpersonal communication is based on all the above. Now let's see what these meanings are. So when we say arena is a place, atmosphere, situation, and environment, yes. In what environment, in what situation are you talking? Do you need to increase your voice? Do you need to increase your pitch? Do you need to, be softer? So all this will definitely take into consideration. Facade, it is frontage. Okay, it will what type of facial expressions or what type of expression, what type of person, as in you should do in order to communicate with the person in front of you. Blind spot, you should know like which things are not clear and has to be focused. So yes, when you are communicating even at an interpersonal level, so all these points are very, very important. So interpersonal communication should not only based on arena, facade, as well as blind spot. So the right answer is all above. So this is what the right answer is. So let's go now to next question, that is question number 2. So let's see what is question number 2 about. So question number 2 talks about internal and external factors that affects the message reception by the students in the classroom are referred to what? So here they have just added teaching aptitude and communication unit togetherly, and they have made a question that internal and external factors. We know there are various factors which plays an important role in communication. So internal factors as well as external factors that affects message reception by the students in the classroom are called as what? Are they called as the feedback? Are they called as fragmentation? Are they called as channelization? Or they are called as noise? So they are known as what? These factors will be called as what? So let's see. Let's have a look over here. So the internal and the external factors which affects the message reception by the students in the classroom will be referred to as what? Will be referred to noise. It will be called as what? That is noise. So the affect, see the what is the keyword over here which affects the message, okay, which will definitely create an impact on the message, is it will be called as what? It will be called as noise. Okay, now no feedback, no fragmentation, no channelization, but it is affecting, so it will be definitely known as what? It can known as noise. Okay, now when we talk about iconic production of classroom communication, it includes what? So we are talking about what? The iconic production of classroom communication. Okay, now when we see when we say iconic communication, okay, what does iconic mean? It means it is a symbol, it is a worth, something which is worthy, something which is producing something effective. So iconic production of classroom communication should include what? Should it include email? Should it include graphics? Should it include telephone? Or should it include scripting? So what exactly this iconic production of classroom communication should include? So it is email, it's graphics, it's telephone, or it's scripting. So basically it is called as what? It is called as the graphic, the one which will definitely make a worth, one which will definitely create an impact. Okay, one which will definitely leave a lasting impression will be the graphics. Okay, that is from the given option, it will be graphics. So yes, graphic is the one which will create an iconic production, that is a lasting impression, a worthy impression for the classroom communication. Is it clear? So just little bit fasting of speed, it's just to ensure that you people are, very alert, and now there is no buffer time for you, and you have to be very quick. Your all the senses has to be activated and should be focused on the question. Let's see question number 4. So it is estimated that the meaning derived by the students from non-verbal communication in verbal with relation to verbal communication is how much? So when we are estimating the meaning, okay, which is derived from the students with the help of non-verbal communication in relation to verbal communication is what? Is it 2/3? Is it 1/6? Is it 1/3? Or is it 2/7? So basically it will be what? Okay, so now it is 2/3. Is it 1/3? Is it just like percentage wise format over here? So what will be the amount which will have the meaning derived from non-verbal communication compared to verbal communication? So remember, this is very factual question. So basically here it is 2/3. Okay, so when we talk about the communication meaning which is derived, okay, from your in comparison, okay, so it will be called as what? It will be called as your 2/3 of the percentage. Okay, 2/3 of the given options in the form of what? In the form of non-verbal communication in comparison to what? In comparison to your verbal communication. Is it clear? So this is something factual. If you do not have anything concern for this, just make yourself very sure. So it comes to what? 60 is on an average 67% it comes to, which creates an impact. Okay, now so here if you see, so 55%, okay, more than more weightage is given to non-verbal communication as compared to that of verbal communication with voice elements and words. Okay, so yes, it takes it more than 50%, you can say, is given weightage to non-verbal communication. Now, which of the following should, okay, principles be a good communicator should follow? So here they have given certain principles. So as a good communicator, you're supposed to follow which of the principles? The one should stay organized, should avoid usuals, should be authoritarian, should adjust to the medium, should prefer the method of storytelling. So what principles should one follow as a good communicator? So as a good communicator, what is required by the person to follow the communication elements? So let's see. So as a good communicator, one needs to be what? So one needs to be, yes, organized, no doubt. One needs to be use with the needs to adjust the medium of communication and should prefer the method of storytelling, that is narrative part. So this will be the principles. From the given principles, this will be, one of the best principles which a communicator should be following. So yes, that is staying organized, getting adjust to the medium, and preferring the storytelling. So this will help, to get good principles with respect to what with communicator. Now, we need to understand the difference between acceptance and non-acceptance of certain stimuli in classroom communication. So if you are talking about a reaction, okay, on a specific communication, so it will be based on what? Selective expectations of performance. It will be based on affiliation to the peer group. It will be based on selective attention, or it will be based on selective morality. So what, what exactly will be the base for the acceptance, or of a specific acceptance and non-acceptance of a specific reaction? That is action to a reaction. So basically it will be based on selective attention. So here see, we are talking about what? Acceptance. We are talking about non-acceptance. So how this acceptance and non-acceptance will get classified? So obviously this classification will be based on what? It will be based on your attention, selective attention, what is accepted, what is not. Okay. Now, coming to question number 7, which of the following elements of a good communication should be adopted? So whether if it is concreteness, courtesy, filibustering, fictionalization, coherence. So if you remember, 7 C's, a very, very basic topic of communication, which they have, taken up. So if you know what is, what is 7 C's of communication, so you should be able to answer this question. So what elements are, elements of good communication? So let's see. So yes, that is concreteness, courtesy, and coherence. 7 C's. Okay. Filibustering is something in the form of obstacle. Fictionalization is imagination, which is not a element of good communication. Not in communication. It can be, it can be in the form of what? It can be in the form of different aspect, but not in communication. Okay. Now, effective educational communication is what? So when we talk about educational communication, the one which has to be effective, is it non-reciprocal? Is it repetitive? Is it continuous? Or is it coercive? So effective educational communication is based on non-reciprocal, repetitive, or continuous, or coercive. So basically it is effective communication will always be educational. Okay. Yes. Next. Successful education communication is dependent on the skill of what? Successful education communication is dependent on the skill of understanding the negative characteristics, verbal communication, estimating the time, or analyzing the audience. So basically it will be based on what? Successful educational communication is dependent on the skill of what? Understanding the negative characteristics, verbal communication, estimating the time, or analyzing the audience. It will be based on what specific, factors. So yes, when we talk about successful education communication, it will be based on the verbal communication and the language, okay, body language, as well as the analyzing the audience need. Okay, impact in the behavior and negative characteristics will not be a part of successful education, okay, skills. So it is only and only verbal communication and analyzing the audience needs. Coming to one of the question in the form of assertion and reasoning. So when we talk about assertion and reasoning, so the assertion talks about pedagogy and social interaction are two major result-oriented activities of a teacher. Okay. Communication has a limited role in this activity. So pedagogy and social interaction, there is limited role. So let's see. Both are true or false. Both are true with false explanation, or one is true and one is false. So when we talk about the statement, yes, pedagogy and social interaction are major role which are played by the teacher, but communication has a limited role. No, this is the statement itself is false. So A is true and the statement is false. Explanation doesn't match itself. Okay. Now, coming to question number 11, the interaction between a teacher and a student. So when we talk about teacher and a student, which creates a zone of proximal. Is it difference? Is it confusion? Is it development, or is it distortion? So very importantly, you need to know the meaning of the term. Here very specifically they have asked you zone of proximal. Okay, so first of all, it is very important for you to know what is this term zone of proximal. Okay, so if you know this term, it will be very easy to answer. If you do not know, then it will be difficult for you to answer this question. Okay, so let's see if anyone does not know the answer for this. Okay, I will be giving the answer for this question. I'm just giving 1 minute so that you can, answer. So basically it is called as development. But why development? Let's see now. So when we talk about the zone of proximal development, it is that area which, which a learner is not aware of. Okay, a learner cannot do on his own. I mean to say, anything he wants to do cannot be done by his own, so he requires the help of his either his classmates or with his teachers. So such zone of proximal where the learner take the help can be developed with the help of what? It can help the learner to develop. So it is called as what? It is called as development. Okay, it's known as development. The answer is development. Next, which of the following will help to overcome communication barriers? Okay, so when we are talking about communication barriers, which of them will help to overcome that? Focused listening, neglecting semantic structure, top-down command structure, or use of clutched idiom. I mean to say, whether the phrases. So what will help to overcome the barrier from the given list? So when you're talking about overcoming the barrier, it will be with the help of what? It will be with the help of focused listening. So focused listening will help to overcome the barrier. Now, which of the following principles is useful for establishing good communication? So if you want to have a good communication, which principle you should use? Either the principle of feedback, either the balance, or the attention, or the none of the above. So what exactly should be used? So when we are talking about the principle of useful guide, it should be basically with the help of principle of feedback. It should be in the form of what? It should be in the form of feedback. Okay, so it will be help to to establish good communication. Then actively listening, reading, or viewing information to gain an accurate understanding. Which of the following is referred? So when we talk about active listening, reading, or information, or to accurate understanding of the message, which will be referred? Critical listening, academic writing skills, revision, or editing, or audience awareness. So basically it will be used for what? It will be used for critical listening, academic writing skills, revision, editing, and audience or awareness. So when you're talking about the following being referred, so it will be basically critical listening will help you to give an accurate and complete understanding. Question number 15 now. An understanding of an ability to use the gestures, expressions, that is a non-verbal communication. Which of the following is been referred? Is it critical listening, personal presentation, body language, revision, presentation of technical or scientific data? What will be, a part of it? So whether it is understanding, whether it is gestures, expressions, non-verbal communication, what? So yes, from the given options, okay, it will be either what when we talk about non-verbal communication. So yes, it will be basically personal presentation and body language. So it is basically called as what? Personal presentation and body language. Yes, because we are talking about non-verbal communication. I will read the question so that you can answer the question well and understand it, and if any important points you can note it down. So let's take an example of the first question where we have assertion and reason. Okay, so how to do this question? This question you're supposed to do with only reason, from reason point of view. So when we talk about assertion, active participation of all students in a classroom is an indicator of teachers' communication skills. I'll read the question once again. Active participation of all students in a classroom is an indicator of all the students, of communication skills of the teacher. The reason is teachers should focus more on classroom management as discipline matters than in instruction. So they are saying that teacher has to have more focus on classroom management. So classroom management is very, very important as a part of what, as a discipline rather than instructions. So in the light of above statements, you have to tell which statement is true, which is false, whether it is with correct explanation or not. Good morning to everyone. Bhula Mandil, Mighty and Rima, good morning. So we have questions on the screen. So let's start taking the answers for the question. So let's understand from the given statement. Okay, we have started getting answers. Okay, before I go ahead with the question, active participation of students in a class is an indicator of teachers' communication skills. Here they are saying that teachers should focus more on classroom management rather than instruction. So let's see how and what is the right answer for this specific question. So see, Rima, very good. Statement A is true. Okay, that is active participation of the students is an indicator of teachers' communication skills. It means how teacher can maintain, interactive classroom, and that is an indication with the help of students' participation. So yes, it is true. Statements are, that is reason. Teacher should focus on more classroom management, yes, as discipline matters than instruction. But if you see, when we talk about classroom management, okay, what type of instruction teacher gives, which will not only help to control the classroom, but also help to, give a good amount of, a discipline. So locus of control, we have studied this point of as what? Locus of control. So locus of control is also important, but at the same time, discipline and instructions, both are balanced. One cannot be given away. Discipline is there and there is no instructions properly, or instructions are there, there is no discipline. No, both have to be in, parallel with each other. So the right answer will be option number C only. Is it clear? Coming to question number 2. Now, question number 2 is about, in which of the following types of communication is the data pushed from a server to a client without client request? So this is a technical question. We are talking about what? We are talking about a type of communication. Okay, we have a here description of type of communication where data is pushed from a server to a client without client request. Whether it is a pull technology, whether it is an educational technology, whether it is a push technology, or it is your ancient technology. Which type of technology it will be indicated? A pull, a education, a push, or an ancient technology? Students can read the answer. I'll just give a time, 1 minute time, so that you can, okay, push technology, okay. Let's see. So yes, basically this type of communication is called as push technology. Now, what exactly is this pull technology? What is this push technology? If no one is knowing, let's quickly have a look at the meaning very well. So when we talk about push technology, which is also known as server push. Now keep this things in mind. Okay, what is another name? It is form of internet-based communication where the publisher or the server makes the request for a specific transaction. Push. Okay, it relies on previously stated information. So as a client subscribes to a different information channel which is offered by the server pushes new content to the client wherever it becomes available on one of those channels. So what was our question? Question was the request from the to a client, a push data from a server to a client without client request. So it gets automated. So automated, it means what? It is type of what? Push technology. Why? Because they are offered, something which is available on the channel.
So yes, now what is this pull technology? It's called as client pull. Okay, a form of network where the server responds to the client's request. It means this is something which is only requested as per the client. So here, push technology opposite, where the server pushes the data, whereas pull technology it requests. So in order, now this is very important. This particular concept we have cleared. What is pull technology? What is push technology? Now educational technology, that is to enhance teaching and learning. Educational technology helps to analyze, design, develop, implement the material, the learning environment and the process. So that is called as educational technology. This is one just information. It is not related to your answer, but it was one of the options which I have completed. Okay. Now coming to question number 3. Question number 3 talks about a communication scenario where in which two teachers are debating about the curriculum from the 21st century is an example of what? So there are two teachers who are talking or discussing or debating on the curriculum, that is based on what? On the curriculum which is on this with regards to 21st century. So it is called as what? Is it called as the group communication? Is it called as the interpersonal communication? Is it called as the lateral communication? Or is it called as the diagonal communication? What type of communication is an example of the given scenario? A communication in which the teachers are debating about curriculum from 21st century, that is for 21st century. A group, interpersonal, lateral or diagonal. So let's see. Okay, question number 3 on the screen, everyone. I'm just waiting so that everyone can read it and come to the right answer. Mighty, okay, lateral communication. Okay. Interpersonal communication, okay. Let's see. Okay. So if you see, Mighty, why it is not lateral communication? I'll come to that point also. The right answer is interpersonal communication. Two teachers are debating. Okay. Mighty, in case if this question is like that, a communication scenario where two teachers of same department or of commerce department, science department, political department, humanity department, it means it is at equal par. Okay. Where who are at equal par. So you're just teachers. So teachers, it means they have described over here two people. Okay, so basically it will be called as what? It will be called as interpersonal communication. Okay, anyone who has answered C is wrong. Okay, Mighty has answered 3B only, sorry. So it is, it is interpersonal communication. It's very simple question, only they have just described the scenario. Fine. Now next question, which of the following is not a barrier variable in communication? See, they have given some examples to us and they're saying that it's not a barrier. Sometimes this word will be highlighted, sometimes not. Which is not a barrier. So whether it is a culture, whether it is an eye contact, whether it is curiosity, whether it is climate. So which will not be considered as a barrier variable in communication from the given list? So basically it is what? Is it culture? Is it eye contact? Is it curiosity? Or is it climate? So let's see. How many of you are answering this very correctly? Which one will be not considered as a barrier of communication or a barrier in communication? Question number 4 on the screen. Yes. Yeah. Here the question is about, they have given you the list and you have to consider that this is not considered as a barrier. Okay, Rima, thank you very much for writing that question to make it easier for me. Okay, which is not considered as a barrier, they're asking. Okay, now see over here. The right answer here will be an eye contact. Okay, culture, okay, when not depicted properly, will be a barrier. Curiosity over hyperness creates an hyperness or anxiety. Climate not in place can create a barrier. But eye contact, a perfect eye contact definitely will not create a barrier, and hence is, has to be what has to be considered as not a barrier. Is it clear? Yeah, Bhula Mandal, what do you want for interpersonal communication? Interpersonal communication, a communication between two people. So what exactly you do have in doubt, do let me know. Okay, now question number 5 over here. Question 5 says that which of the following makes communication ineffective? So the communication which is ineffective because of what? Whether it is clarity, whether it is ambiguity, whether it is brevity, whether it is sincerity. So which will be not considered as what? Which will be not considered as a barrier. So let's see following which will not be considered as a barrier. Which will be not considered as a barrier. Okay, let's see how many of you are answering that. Yes. Whether it is clarity, whether it is ambiguity, whether it is brevity, or whether it is sincerity. Now this is also, we have studied certain principles, elements of communication. In this we have cleared this points. Okay, yes, very good. So ambiguity, that is, unclarity on the meaning, or dual meaning, or no clearance at all, okay, with respect to the communication, will make the communication ineffective. Clarity, which is one of the effective principle. Brevity also is principle. Sincerity is also comes, a consistency, you can say. All this makes communication effective, whereas ambiguity makes communication ineffective. So yes, the answer is very correct. Everyone has attempted it and correctly said. Okay, now here be careful. The question is given as in form of an example. So let's see how many of you are able to get it correctly, read it correctly, and come to it very well. So when we are talking about when we are talking about what? We are talking about the rolling screen. Okay, now rolling screen, when they say rolling screen on television, describes which of the following type of noise? A rolling screen. Okay, is it none of the above? Is it semantic noise? Is it channel noise, or is it message noise? Either this option is given below, or none of the option matches to the example. So you need to tell which of them stands to be what? It stands to be a type of noise, okay, as per the given example. So whether it is a rolling screen on the television, considered as what? A semantic noise, a channel noise, a message noise, or none of the above. So let's see how many of you are able to answer it very well and come to the right answer. Mata, very good morning. We have completed 5 questions. You can start with 6th one. Okay, channel noise. Okay, others. Okay, others. Jishan has already answered. I'm just waiting for others also to come up with the answers. Channel noise, channel noise. Rima has said semantic noise. Okay, Shrinu has said semantic noise. Okay, just there is a small confusion over here in some students. So the right answer basically is semantic noise. Okay, now why? Let's see. So basically channel noise, no, it's a disturbance which is caused by physical transmission. But if you see physical transmission, here they have just said rolling noise. They have said rolling screen. Rima, your answer was right. Why did you why did you change your options? Rolling screen, it's just a rolling screen, not a physical transmission. Okay, so rolling screen is basically the one which distorts the messages. Now I'll give you an example. First of all, just understand what is semantic noise. So no doubts, you people have understood semantic. Actually this question is on barriers. Okay, so you can get is the question as which of the following is the barriers. Okay, So barrier, which is where semantic noise, where is the misunderstanding about the words, okay? But words in the form of complexity, technicality also comes, okay? So here rolling screen is a part of what? Is a part of technicality, and hence a rolling screen on the television will be a type of semantic noise and not as channel noise. Be careful for this such type of questions. It can lead to what? Confusion, and you may end up with a wrong choice of answer. So just clear your concepts, very well. Fine, no problem, Rima. Now coming to the next question, yes, I understood. So I've explained it very well, so well you will understand why it is semantic and why not channel noise. I hope Jishan has also understood, Divya has also understood for question number 6, and Maiti. Those who answered me C, I have just given a proper explanation. Now, which of the following is not a functional component of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting? Functional component. So whether it is information, whether it is broadcasting, whether it's television, or whether it's films. So they are asking you, I'll just clear the ink to make it very clear, the question. They are asking you a component which is not a functional component, okay, as per Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. What does it indicates? Okay, what does it tells? From the given option, you have to select one which is not a component, functional component. Okay. Yes, question number 7 is on the screen. Waiting for question number 7, everyone. So let's see how many of you are answering question number 7 well. 7D, 7C. Shrinu, I think yours is for C only. Okay, films, C. Okay, now C. When we are talking about question number 7, okay, read, you have to be very careful with, specific information related to specific concepts, okay. So when we are talking about the components of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, the one which is not a part of it is television. So if you see Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, it includes your information, it includes your broadcasting, and it includes your films also, okay. So be careful. This is which is very, very important, very minute thing, but very important with respect to what? With respect to with respect to the information. So television is not a component, okay. Is it clear with everyone? Fine. Yes, now coming to question number, okay, before we go, little bit of information if you want. I have just given certain information over here about functional component. First of all, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting is an agency of Government of India which is responsible for formulation and administration of rules, regulations, laws with the areas of information, broadcasting, press and cinema, okay, including that is films, which is nothing but films. So the components here is information, broadcasting, films, and the odd man out here is your television. Is it clear? Okay. Now coming to question number 8. Question number 8 talks about again assertion and reasons. So when we talk about assertion, mass media is declining its status as an agent of change in development. So you can call it change development. Change development, it means the one who is responsible to bring a change. Reason is mass media has become more of a source of entertainment than information. So what are the statements which are right with respect to with respect to assertion and reasoning? So now let's see what is the explanation. They have given assertion and reasoning, both are correct with correct explanation. One is right, one is wrong, one is right with the right reason, or the reason is assertion is right, the reason is incorrect. So let's see how you will answer. Mass media, they are asking is mass media is declining its status as an agent of change, okay, the one who brings change development. Reason, they are saying that mass media has now become a source of entertainment rather than of information. So what question you will be considering as right, wrong? So let's see. 8th is B. Okay, Rima has started answering. Others can just answer the question very well. Okay, so let's see. Fine. So question number 8, the answer is C. Mass media is declining its status as a change agent. Yes. Okay, why? Because nowadays mass media is a source of entertainment. See the information which we are getting with the help of mass media. Okay, something which has to be, just reached, which makes their empty space filled, and gets, either it is more of advertisement, more of, something which is very informative, or something which is leading to growth or development, is not a part of mass media nowadays. It is just a source of entertainment rather than of information. Please go to the current scenario. This question is based on the current scenario. It's not a factual question. It is a question which is talking about the current state of our mass media. Yes, it is correct that it is declining the status as a change agent. I'm talking about change agent. I'm not talking about popularity wise, only change. Yes, because it is not able to bring the information. It is just a source of entertainment. Correct? Okay. Now see, like for example, I've just mentioned some point over here. It is, it provides a platform for people to raise their voices so that the government can take corrective action. But these days, mass media has become a source of entertainment. It is focusing on entertainment even for some valuable information, and hence the option number 1, that is statement, is right, and the reason is also correct for the given statement. Correct? Now, coming to the next question, a student from commerce background is asked a question on chemical sciences. So this particular scenario will be an example of what of the given, options, whether it is a self-image, whether it is a cognitive dissonance, whether it is a frame of reference, or whether it is a frame of, experience. So what exactly is the answer for the given scenario? Okay, so let's see how many of you are, coming to the right answer. A student from a commerce background has been asked a question on science. So it is called as what? Okay, let me see how many of you are able to answer B, B, B. Okay, now see, basically this, I'll explain this question. It is basically called as frame of experience. Okay, maybe this question is new for you. Self-image is not a part of the question. It is not, self-image is not for judging you. Okay, so let's see the remaining 3 part. Okay, so when I talk about cognitive dissonance, it is conflict in thinking. Okay, so conflict in thinking, it means there are some struggles in thinking process. So cognitive dissonance is not the answer. Now, when we talk about the frame of experience, this is your psychological barrier which results into a communication barrier. Okay, so student has experiences in commerce, but he's asked a question on science which is a totally different from his experience. So there is a issue or a barrier in communication, and hence it is called as what? Frame of experience. Now, frame of reference, it means viewing things according to one's own point of view, through his culture, through his background, through his social, background, or maybe his needs. So like for example, if I'm asking a question, okay, or if I'm asking you an example for frame of reference, if you want, okay, let us take an example that based on, like certain, if you're been asked, okay, a specific object and you're been told to define a specific object. Maybe the object is, a universal or a standard object, but you will always define the object, with your own view, with your own background, with your own, cultural perspective, and that, may refer or differ. Why? Because you are putting your frame of reference than anything else. So set of assumptions or judgments or actions which you do will be a part of your reference. So that is called as frame of reference. Is it clear? Is it clear, everyone? Frame of experience, yes. I hope it is very clear. You are having experience in one field, you have been asked something else. It will be frame of experience. And reference, it is you are putting your points properly, or you are putting your points according to your view, will be considered of frame of reference. Fine. Now, question number 10. Question number 10 is a type of noises in communication and the characteristics. So it is physical, physiological, psychological, and semantic noise. And you have to match them with the characteristics which is given in column 2 or list 2. So let's see which options are matched and then come to the experience. Okay, everyone, question number 10. Okay, 10 is already marked. Hinduja has already ready with the answer. Others can just take quick time and just, today I have slowed down my speed because I should give you some breathing time. I will keep this speeding part on every alternate day so that it will make you a habit. Okay, 10A, 10A, 10C, 10A, Hinduja, okay, 10A, fine. Okay, let's see. So we are talking about what types of noises and communication. So yes, very good, everyone. A is the right answer. So when we talk about physical noise, it includes mechanical distortion. When we talk about the physiological noise, it talks about the barriers. Psychological, it talks about the wandering thoughts, yes. And semantic, it's about the jargon, that is the words which complex the meaning. So yes, the answers are very right, very correct, everyone. Good. So physical noise, as I said, it's a part of, a mechanical distortion. Physiological noise about a speaker's message, the way they listen, the body is, a listener's own body. Psychological noise, it talks about the thoughts process. Semantic noise, it talks about, a different interpretation of words and meanings. Yes. Okay. Now, question number 11. So question number 11, we have again assertion and reasoning. So let's see. Assertion is teachers should strive to avoid discussing complex issues. So teachers should avoid discussion of complex issue. Okay. Then we are talking about reason. Classroom communication should facilitate a moment from exploring simple issues to complex issues. Okay. So what exactly it is, what exactly it indicates, whether the statement is right, statement is wrong, statement is, correct or not. Okay. So let's see. How many of you can answer? Eleventh question, yes, okay. 11th answer has started. Very good. Okay. Arvind Rima has already answered. Okay, let's see. Question number 11. Yes, very true. Teachers should thrive avoiding or discussing the complex issues. Very false. Teachers should in fact encourage students with such discussion so that the students, can know how to get a solution for the same. And classroom communication should facilitate a moment, from exploring simple to complex issues. Yes, so that is this is can come as one of the magazines of teaching also, getting from simple and ending up to a complex issue. Very good. Saxena, it is not B, it is the option is D. Hinduja, Saxena, be careful, the right option is option number D. Coming to question number 12, the emergence of consumers who can control and even create the media of their own and of producers who can easily track consumer responses is made possible by what? Is it television? Is it radio? Is it internet? Or is it telephone? The question is seem to be complicated, but just read the question carefully. It's very simple. Okay, the emergence of consumers who can control and create media of their own and of producers who can easily track consumer responses is possible by what? Is it television, radio, internet, or telephone? So it is considered as what? Question number 12, everyone. Yes. So the one which indicates, yes, the consumers who can track the things. Okay, yes, very good. It is internet. Okay, very good. So 12 is an option is internet. Yes. Now question number 13. Question number 13 quickly we have came because 12 question was very easy and everyone has answered correctly. So question number 13, a notice about the auction of a car in a newspaper. So they have given an example over here, a notice about the auction, okay, of an car is an example of what? Group, downward, interpersonal, or mass communication. What it indicates? A notice about the auction of a car in a newspaper is an example of what? A group communication, a downward communication, interpersonal communication, or a mass communication. Yes, question number 13. Very good. Okay, answers have started flowing in. Great, great, great. Yes. So it is basically, yes, a auction of a car as an example in the newspaper is nothing but a mass communication. Yes. So I've quickly came to question number 14. Why? Because 13 again was an easy question. So this will help you to give, make your mind very active for the next questions. In communication, a major barrier to the reception of message. Okay, so see, they are not asking you, they are just giving you some examples, and from that examples you have to pick up the major barrier. Is the attitude of listeners, the knowledge of listeners, the education of listeners, or incomes of listener. So what exactly is a barrier to the reception of a message? Is it attitude, is it knowledge, is it education, or is it income of listeners? So when we are talking about in communication, a major barrier to the reception of message, okay, is what? Is it attitude? Is it knowledge? Is the education? Or is it, is it basically you're talking about what? Income. Yes, very good. Great, great. Rima, be careful. It's not knowledge basically. Even if you not knowledgeable, but if you have a wrong attitude, it will lead you nowhere. I mean to say, to a person. So in communication, actually the major barrier comes is not knowledge, but attitude. Attitude of a person has to be always right. Okay. And yes, coming to the last question of the day, Again, a statement question. Audience noise is potent when the message is controversial. Okay, they have given you what? They have given you the statement saying that it is, the audience noise is potent. Okay, means it has great power. You should know the meaning of this word. The one which is very influential, powerful, is when the message is controversial. Statement: it is impossible for any communication to convert an audience from one viewpoint to another viewpoint. So what it will be considered as? Is it considered as the true statement, false statement, or one true, one false? Let's see how many of you are able to crack the questions. Yes, everyone. Question number 15th. Okay, already answers have came. Fine. So yes, when we say audience noise has a power, means message is controversial. Yes, it is. But statement 2 is impossible. It's impossible for any communication to convert the audience from one viewpoint to another. No. In fact, communication makes it possible to get, the audience get converted from one viewpoint to another viewpoint. Yes. Question number 15, statement C. Statement 1 is true, but statement 2 is false, is the right answer. So the first question itself starts with a assertion and reason question. So assertion and reasoning, we have to be very careful. So classroom communication is a transactional process. So when we talk about classroom communication, it is stated in the assertion that it is one of the transactional process. Okay. The reason states that the quality of questions which asked is determining the quality of learning. So this question was, we have taken one of this statement, but not the entire question is same, but twisted the question. So we are talking about classroom communication is a transactional process, and the reason comes that the quality of questions asked determines the quality of learning. So in the light of above statement, you need to correct which is the right, which is the wrong, whether it is a correct explanation for the given questions, what exactly it is. So I'll just wait for everyone to answer me the questions. So answer for the question number 1, you can start answering question number 1. You can see question number 1 clearly on the screen. I have read the question for you all. Still, you can once read the question, understand it, and then you can go for answering the question. Let me see how many of you are able to crack the question very well with the right amount of answer. That is, statement assertion says that classroom communication is a transactional process. The reason, the quality of questions asked determines the quality of learning. So let's see how many of you are able to answer this question and what ways. Okay, there are no answers yet. So yes, so when we talk about the classroom communication is one of the transactional process, yes, the statement is true. Reason is that the quality, it's again a statement of questions, determines the quality of learning. Yes, R is also true, but for the given assertion, R is not the correct explanation. Statements are true, no doubt. Statement A is also true. Statement R, that is a reason, is also true. But the given explanation is not correct. Nidhi, very good. Yes, right answer I have got from Nidhi. From Varsha, just be careful. I have told you that what you are supposed to know, answer. So how the answer is, because there is no connection between a transactional process and the quality of the question determining the quality of learning. So yes, it is not a correct explanation. Let's go to question number 2 now. In question number 2, in communication, cross-cultural barriers refers to what? So when we talk about cross-cultural barriers in communication, what does it indicate? It indicates physical entities. It indicates sincerity of the speaker, perception of people, or it is general human values. Okay. So what exactly sorry, does it indicate when it is said that communication is a cross-cultural barrier? So what cross-cultural barrier refers to? Physical entities, sincerity, perception, or of people or general human values. What it indicates? Yes, let's see how many of you are able to answer. Let's see. Okay, so when we talk about the cross-cultural barriers, perception of the people comes into consideration with the cross-cultural barrier. I think everyone can see the question clearly with the answers. So, expecting everyone to participate well and answer the question. So, I'm talking in communication, the cross-cultural barrier to the refers to what? So, in communication, the cross-cultural barrier refers to the perception of the people. As people vary from culture to culture, historical time, or the way they communicate with each other. So obviously a cross-cultural barrier occurs when the communication takes place between two people from different cultural background. So in this, what do we understand? That the cultural barrier will indicate what? It indicates the perception of the people. It indicates the perception of how the people from two different people from two different cultural background can have the obstacles in smooth or effective flow of communication. Is it clear? Then let's have a look at question number 3. So question number 3 is basically talking about what? It is talking about the barriers, and it is talking about the description of barriers. So we have barriers on one hand, and we have description of barriers on another hand. So let's see. So we have channel noise, we have semantic noise, we have psychological noise, we have entropy. So what does it tell? Whether it is a state of disorder, whether it's a difference in perception, whether it is language disorder, or whether it is interference with medium. So what do you understand by the above state of questions? Okay, so let's see. Okay, I'm giving time. For everyone to just initiate with their answers and come up with the right answer. You need to have little bit of quick way of coming to the answer for the question. So let's see how many of you are ready with the answer. Okay, so basically let's see, the answer is, we are at question number 3. So for question number 3, the answer talks about what? The answer is yes, 3B, Varsha, very good. Basudev, yeah, I got your answers right now. Yes, 3B, very good. So let's see what is channel noise. Channel noise basically it is talking about interference of the medium. Semantic noise, as we did question yesterday on semantic noise, it talks about language disorder. The complexity, you can tell, the words you can tell, that includes, that is a part of what? Language disorder. Then we have psychological noise, which indicates that difference in perception, okay, which is talking about what? A difference which is based on what? With person to person perception. And entropy is basically the state of disorder, is disturbance, or it is called as what? It is called as a state of disorder. Yes, very good everyone. 3 is question. Everyone has done correctly. Yes. Now moving to question number 4. The question number 4 talks about the sequence of individual differences in communication. So individual differences in communication is what? Is it needs, is it values, or is it beliefs, or is it opinion? So we have a statement called as the sequence of individual differences in communication. So individual difference concept is being taught to you. So we are talking about what the sequence of individual differences in communication is due to what? Is due to the needs, is due to the values, or beliefs, or opinion. It's based on what? So let's see. So the sequence of individual differences in communication is basically based on what? It is based on the belief system. Okay, individual differences, we know that individual differences can be hereditary, can be due to the social factors, can be due to environmental factors. So that differences comes with the sequence of what? It comes with the sequence of belief system. So yes, the right answer for question number, sorry, here I have just mistaken. That is question number 4. Okay, so here this is question number 4. So it talks about what? Beliefs. Okay, some students have properly sequence is wrong, so it's okay. Sequence, you can just answer the question the way it comes on the screen. Okay, now the main challenge of grapevine communication. So here they are talking about what? They're talking about grapevine communication is what? Is it it is a formal in nature? Is it misunderstanding? Is it conformity, or is it distortion, or is it source anonymity? So what is basically a challenge of grapevine communication? So grapevine communication basically is a challenge for what? Of the following options. Is it the formal nature? Is it the misunderstanding? Is it the conformity? Is it the distortion, or is the source anonymity? What exactly it indicates? Waiting for everyone to answer so that everyone can come to the right answer with some time for your understanding of the question and coming to the answer. So let's see. Now question number 5. The main challenges. Shamla, okay, Basudev, just have a look. See, distortion, okay, your misunderstanding and your source anonymity is basically, yes, Varsha is right. Need is also right. Okay, is basically what? It's a basic challenge for your grapevine communication. So now let's understand what exactly this indicates. Okay, what is the meaning of this? Okay, so when we talk about distortion, it is something, distorted, which means, a twist, a turn, you can say, a sense wherein, the facts are distorted, or, the practices are distorted. Misunderstanding, all of us knows what is a misunderstanding. It's nothing but a confusion regarding a specific amount of communication. And when we talk about, when we talk about source anonymity, it means basically it indicates what? It indicates that there is, yes, there is something which is, it's not known. Okay, so source of anonymity is basically the one which does not discloses the name, the details. Okay, so anonymous, it is nothing but it means that you do not know the source from where it came from. So these are the main challenges of grapevine communication, and hence the right answer is option number B. Many students have answered it very correctly. Let's go ahead. Now, peer to peer. Now this actually yesterday I have taken. Matab, Hindi will come. Wait. This the first 5 slides. No, I think just there is some mistake. It will come. Don't worry. After this slide, I have just checked. It will come. The Hindi version will come of it. Peer-to-peer communication is called as what? So when we are talking about, I have taken one question on communication yesterday, and in that itself I told if this question gets twisted, how it can be. So for that I have brought this easy question today. Peer-to-peer communication. Is it horizontal? It is convoluted? Is it transactional, non-transactional, sorry, or authoritarian? So what is peer-to-peer communication known as? What is peer-to-peer communication called as? Okay, let's see. Yes, okay. Basudev has already started answering. Okay, others also be little bit, just speed up. Okay, let's see. So when we talk about peer-to-peer, it means from one person to another, co-colleagues you can say, or colleagues who are working together. So peer-to-peer communication will be called as your horizontal, the one which is at par, one which is at equal level, equal consideration. So it will be called as what? It will be called as horizontal. Okay. Now coming to next question is, okay, Mahatab, just see this. You have Hindi version of this also. Okay, which of the following is referred to didactic communication or communication between two individuals? So which is called as didactic communication or communication between two individuals? Is it interpersonal? Is it public? Is it intrapersonal, or is it mass communication? Which of them is known as Didactic communication or communication between two individuals. Let's see how many of you are able to answer. Okay. Yes, so let's see sixth. Okay, yes. Yes, I'm not getting messages. That's what I have to wait for some time. But okay, I got the messages now. So let's see. So didactic communication is one which is basically interpersonal communication. Yes, it is called as what? It is called as interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication, there are a lot of different ways of asking the question. So here we are talking about what? We are talking about two people. That is two people, okay, who communicates with each other, is known as what? It's known as interpersonal communication. Okay, now question number 7th, everyone. Now this is an example, and through the example you have to identify the type of communication. So when we are talking about a communication between a family of 3 talking at supper, that is, the family who is talking at the meal or meeting of an organization with just a few members is an example of what? So when they have given you a scenario, and in this scenario they have told you to pick up the example. So whether it is interpersonal communication, whether it is public communication, whether it is intrapersonal communication, or is it small group communication. So a communication between a family of 3, they have specified very well, or a meeting of an organization with just few members will be a part of what type of communication? Whether it is intrapersonal, whether it is public communication, whether it is speaking or intrapersonal communication, or it is small group communication. Okay, there is some confusion. Answers are differing. Only 3 students have answered. So Varsha, now I've got the message very instantly. Okay, now let's see. Basudev, the right, I'll just show you where your confusion is. Actually, the right answer here is small group communication. Now see, you may ask a question that why not intrapersonal? So if you read the question very carefully, they have given you 2 examples. One, a communication between 3 members, and another, a meeting of an organization with few members. So in such case, you can't mark interpersonal or small group. So definitely a meeting between 3, more than 2, or a small or few members will be called as what? Will be called as the small group communication. It's a group communication, small group communication. Is it clear? Okay, it will be known as a small group communication. Next, which of the following is not correct about the essential features of internal communication process in an organization? I'll just plainly read the question. I will not stress on any part so that you get alert in order to read the question. After the answers, in case any mistakes, I'll let you know. Communication involves shared meaning. It involves people. It is symbolic, or it requires instrument like a radio, telephone, etc. So basically, which of the following is not correct about the essential feature of internal communication process in an organization? Whether it involves shared meaning, whether it involves people, whether it is symbolic, whether it is it requires instrument like radio, telephone, etc. So let's see question number 8, everyone. Question 8 is on the screen. Okay, Vasudev has answered the question. If I'm not wrong, you've answered 8th question. Okay, yes, you have written the question number also. Now the messages are properly coming with the same real-time speed of messages. Yes, others, only 1 student have answered. Others, what happened? Confusion. Okay, Meenu has answered. Akbar has answered. Okay, so there is Akbar. I hope it is 8th question you're doing. 8th one is D, 8th one is C also, 8th one is A also. Okay, so when we talk about the feature, which of the following is not correct about the essential feature of communication? So let's see what's the answer and why there is a confusion. So when I say that, see, read the question very carefully. Which of the following is not correct about the feature of internal communication? Now, what is the meaning of this internal communication? The communication which is happening, okay, as per what? As per your internal, means within the organization. Okay, so when we say internal, which is not correct, they are asking us which is not correct. So the one that is in communication involves shared meaning. Okay, so no, it is definitely not. It involves people, yes. It involves symbolic, yes. Requirement, yes. But involves shared meaning, no. This is different, definitely not a correct essential feature with respect to communication. So option number A is the right answer. Okay, now question number 9. Now question number 9 says that which of the following is not important hindrance, that is obstacle, to effective communication? So from the following, which of the one is not, please read the question very carefully. See, in examination I won't be there, or no one will be there to help you, to make you alerts to certain words. So you have to be very, very, very careful. So which of the following is not an important hindrance to effective communication? Okay, so let's see how many of you are answering properly. The one which is not an obstacle to effective communication, which is not a type of obstacles to effective communication. So whether it is language difficulties, whether it is status distance, whether it is resistance to change, or whether it is employee relationship with management, which comes, not an hindrance to effective communication. Okay, ninth one, let's see. There is a confusion in 9. C is also there, B is also there. Okay, let's see the right answer. C. The question is that which of the following is not a hindrance, obstacle? See, language difficulty is the biggest obstacle. If you do not know the language, it's very difficult to communicate. Status and distance, yes, because there should be someone to listen to you as per your status. Resistance to change, yes, it is one of the hindrance, because if the people are stubborn and they're not ready, so it becomes a challenging thing. So employee relationship with management is not, because the employee relationship can be positive, negative. If not, it can be brought on the track, but definitely it is, employee relationship with management is not an important obstacle. Okay, next, when we talk about the next question, it is a low context culture is one where. So this type of question was also found in your previous year question paper with low context culture and high one. So let's see, when we are talking about low, most of the information is unspoken, most of the information is explicitly stated in a verbal message, most of the information is apparent, or most of the information is not existent. So what is called as a low context culture? Where is one where, so it's repeated twice, you can just erase it out. So it's one where what? Okay, I'll give some time for you to just read it and come to the conclusion quickly. Question number 10. Yes, 10 answer. Varsha has started answering. Okay, 10B. So students know the concept. Let's see. Okay. So yes, here the information is explicitly stated in a verbal message. Okay, now what is this? In case if any students are not aware what this indicates or what this type of messages or low context or high context means what. So first let's have a look at the explanation. So when I say low context, it means the they are the one who communicate information directly, explicitly and precise way. So which is in a very, just because of a direct form, explicit way or a precise way. It is a high context culture is the one which is implicit, which is indirect, and it relies heavily on non-verbal language. So you have the countries like United States of America, which has a low context culture, whereas India and Japan are the one where we find the high context culture. Okay, so they may give you some examples also, and based on the examples also they will just tell you to guess it out. Okay, so yes,
individuals may have more productive and rewarding contact experiences by enhancing their communication skills, which comes from what? So they have given one statement. The statement says that individual have more productive and rewarding contact experience by enhancing their communication skills, by improving their communication skills, which is a output or a result of what? Classroom communication, conscious knowledge and strategic judgment, teaching, synthesis and evaluation abilities. So it is basically a result of what? A person who is very productive and has an enhancing communication skills. By enhancing the communication skills results into what? Or is a result of what? Question number 1 on the screen, everyone. I have read the question for you all. In case if you want to read the question on your own, once you can read it and answer the question number 1. Okay. Amritesh, okay, fine. Madhumita, I hope you have got the message. I have dropped a message to your a reply to your message. Yes, so answers are different. 1A, 1D. Okay, some are saying 1A, some are saying 1D. Okay, let's see what's the right answer. Okay, now see. First of all, if you're talking about classroom communication, where it is stated as, whether the individuals are the students or the teacher, it's not clear. It's completely unclear that this scenario is a classroom situation. So you can't comment that it is a class output or which comes out of classroom situation. Okay, so this is completely out of question, but because it does not match with the question at all. Now, when you are saying that it is option number D, synthesis and evaluation ability, but here it is not, no one is evaluating any individual. They are just saying that the productive and rewarding contact experiences by enhancing communication skills. So that will come only when a person has, conscious knowledge and strategic judgment. So basically this question is saying that you are supposed to speak with the experience. Okay, with the help of experience you try to enhance your communication skills. So how this will happen? It will only be the output of on the basis of knowledge and judgment, and that's how your communication skills improves. Is it clear? Shabna, rewarding will come in the classroom, no doubt. But which other statement or which other sentence in the question tells that it is a classroom communication? Does it tells that rewarding is done by the teacher or this individual is the? You are assuming that individual means students, but there is nothing mentioned in the question. So be careful. Okay, I hope your doubts are clear. This question is clearly saying that communication skills has to be enhanced, and that depends upon what? Knowledge and judgment. That's all. Okay, fine. I hope, Shabna, it's clear with you. If not, I have an explanation also. Let's go through that also. Okay, see, now here they are saying multiple factors affecting classroom communication include teachers, students, message, instructional methods, media and learning environment. But in our question, none of them was mentioned. Then, communication skills are learned through preparation and practice, and they necessitate conscious intelligence and strategic judgment. So basically it is based on intelligence and judgment. Individuals may have productive and rewarding contact experience by enhancing their communication skills, which is a result of knowledge and judgment. Is it clear?
Okay, going to your question number 2 now. Be careful. See, the unit looks very easy, but the questions can complicate your answers. So just relax and answer. Keep your mind calm. The challenging behavior of students. Now, see, the challenging behaviors of students are related to communication, that are purposive challenges, critical challenges, procedural challenges, evaluation challenges, practicality challenges, or power challenges. The challenging behaviors of students related to communication. Now see, here it is very clearly given, it is students and it is related to communication, but these challenges will be described as what? Purposive, critical, procedural, evaluative, practicality, or power challenges. Okay, I'm waiting for the answer. I'm done with the question. Question number 2 on the screen, everyone. I hope, I think questions are completely new for you all. Okay, option number A. Sonia, Madhumita has started answering. Others also, it's okay. You don't have to, just rush with any answer. Think over it and then try to answer the question. Okay. Yes, coming to the option is option number, just a second. Okay, we have, first let me explain you what the question is talking about. Okay, option number C is right. Some of them have went right, some of them have continuously went wrong. Let's understand the question first. Now see, challenging behaviors are those behaviors, this is what's the keyword of the question. So challenging behaviors are those behaviors that hinder, it means it is an obstacle in the learning process or threaten the safety in the environment. The meaning of this is, it is complicated to tackle. There are different causes for difficult student behavior, such as that it can be a social cause, a group dynamics, a teacher behavior, a psychological impact. It can be any, that there can be any reason for it. In order to deal with such challenging behaviors, teacher need to build a safe and comfortable learning environment for students. Speaking to the problem maker directly also mostly works. It means instead of going or sorting out anything, it's better you talk to the students directly. So now the question was on challenging behavior. What was the question? Challenging behaviors are a result of what? Are related to what type of communication? So it has to follow a procedure. I mean to say, you need to know what is the reason for that behavior. You need to evaluate the child. You need to understand the practical situation, and you need to power challenges. Now power challenges, it means how to authorize that challenges with a positive impact, and that's the reason over here. Okay, I hope it is very clear, a different flavor of question, but I hope you understand that what was the keyword and how to come to the answers. Okay, good evening, Shelly. We have started with third question, so you can join with us from here. Now, question number 3. See, now here it is clearly written, classroom communication has a basis in what? Now it is indicating this is mixed up with teaching aptitude. So they are telling what classroom communication is: audience fragmentation, non-informative clues, attention diversion, or it is intensive listener focus. What is classroom communication? I mean to say, what is the base of classroom communication from the given options? Whether it is audience fragmentation, whether it is non-informative clues, or whether it is attention diversion, or whether it is intensive listener focus. Question number 3 on the screen. You can take time to read. I will just wait for everyone's answer. Okay, 3 DC is coming. Okay, so let's see. Classroom communication
is a base of what? So classroom communication is a base of intensive listener focus. Okay, now see why. First of all, let's understand the options. Audience fragmentation is nothing but division of audience. You're dividing, fragmenting. It means you're dividing. But it is not a base of the classroom communication. In fact, it will be adverse effect. Non-informative, it means which is non-verbal. Attention diversion, it means it is distraction. So in case, what is the base of a classroom communication? It intends that, or it says that it has to be a listener focus, intensive. It means deep. A deep focus by the listener can be a base of classroom communication. Is it clear? Now see, this question was easy, but the meaning of first, second and third option was, you should know that. Then only it will become easier. Okay. Now, okay, let's have a little bit explanation for same. It is a good idea to lead by example. Teacher needs to be good listeners, possessing effective communication skills. It means it is both the sides. Listening is essential in classroom communication, as this will help in better comprehension. Teaching is vital. It can help students transform their lives. Intensive listening allows one to focus on details and help the students in answering the question. So it is not, it is not one-sided. When we talk about teacher's behavior, which is empathetic, teacher also has to be a good listener. At the same way, if the students wants to be, have a great output out of their education, even they have to have a intensive listening. Is it clear? Now, question number 4 on the screen. Modern educational communication is described as what? See the word. The key word is modern educational communication is described as what? Is it teleological? Is it non-distributive? Is it unapproximate, or it is telescopic? So what do you mean by, what is meant by modern educational communication? So you have to answer the question is modern educational communication. You can go through the options properly. I'll wait for everyone to come up with the answers. Okay, we have started with 4th question. 4th A, 4th B. Okay, mixed options are coming. 4th A, fine. Okay, see, in such question now here, those who are going wrong are not understanding the meaning of the given terms, and hence it is wrong. So modern education is, yes, it is teleological, means one which is result oriented. Or if you want, it is something which involves, a phenomena where you are explaining the cause. I mean to say explanation which involves a cause or a purpose. So it is basically, a purpose is nothing but a result oriented. Is it clear? So now see, this is an live example that when you read comprehension, those who are, I have told you to start practicing your comprehension, one comprehension daily. So with that, what will happen? Your vocabulary will improve, and you will know the meaning of some words, which will help you in your normal question answers also. Fine. Okay, so let's understand the explanation also. Now, what exactly it means? So educational communication is the terminology which is used to indicate listening, speaking, listening, learning related concepts. Teleology means explanation or reasoning in relation with specific purpose. There has to be a reason. Yes, it is purpose oriented. Yes, it talks about the goals which are directed with specific intent, okay, and a purpose. That is a reason or a purpose. So just at least if you're having some notes, or if you have already made it, at last page, just write this difficult words. It will help you to revise properly. Fine. Coming to question number 5 now. Question number 5 talks about which of the following is one of the communications based on the number of parties involved. I have told you yesterday also we took same options with different question. So such type of questions always comes with example. Which of the following is based on number of parties involved? Personal communication, formal communication, horizontal communication, or informal communication. So let's see how many of you are answering correctly this question. Okay, yes. Question number 5, 2 have started. Yeah, Madhumita, thank you very much. Many to come. Okay. So this, which of the communication is based on number of parties involved? Number of parties involved. So that is horizontal. See, personal, formal, informal does not talks about any number of parties involved. So basically, it is what it talks about horizontal communication. Yesterday, also there was a question where we discussed horizontal communication external. We took a question on external communication, but I gave you an idea on horizontal communication also. So let's have a look. Romy, you have those who have gone wrong with the answer, just have a look. Okay, see, personal communication talks about live speech, mail, online chat, phone calls. Parties are sender and receiver. Personal communication. Okay, it means one. Horizontal communication is the information flow in the same level with the department, with the division or people. So information flow between individuals or group. Informal communication is about, wherein we have the messages which are informal in nature, without, maybe it can use the messages without use of any words. Formal communication, where we have official flow of communication which is predefined, or proper channels are, it is structurized. So our question was just groups, so it is basically horizontal communication. Okay, now question number 6. While defining communication, Myler focuses on, now see, such, nowadays it has been seen in all the cycles. One question comes on, by the person, the scholars who has defined the communication or any topic. So like that, while defining communication, Myler focuses on what? Behavioral change of receiver, message, perception, sender. Now these are very factual questions. If you do not know, it will lead to a negative. Negative, it means you will lose your marks, nothing else. So such questions, some fixed definitions, you should be take an example. A board meeting, Amritish, board meeting for what you are asking? A group communication, you mean to say? But your question should state that. Okay, board meeting, I mean to say, when we talk about organization conducting board meetings, with whom? If it states with some other, or it can be of only a board meeting of one organization, also results into horizontal communication. Okay, question number 6. Yes, while defining communication, Myler focuses on what? According to his definition, messages are strategies by senders to achieve behavioral effects. So it is basically what? A behavioral change of receiver. Behavioral effect in receiver, and that's how the right option is behavioral change of receiver. Is it clear? Amritesh, I hope yours also. Yes, it will be called as horizontal communication. Okay? Fine? Yes. So in such, but you have to be very careful. Yesterday I told to Shabna also, you have to read the question very careful. What the question should not have any twist in it. Okay. Now, question number 7, everyone. In pre-learning preparation, an important stage. Now see, pre-learning preparation, this is your one of the keyword. So in pre-learning preparation, an important stage of communication is what? That is information acquisition and its processing, lonelization of encoder, or ignoring semantic noise, or conditioned feedback. So what does it indicate when we are asking about pre-learning preparation? What does it tells? Okay. I'm waiting for the answer so that you can, come up with the answer. 7th, okay, I'll just clear the screen if you want. In pre-learning preparation, an important stage is what? Okay, 7th A, very good. In pre-learning stage, information acquisition, pre-learning, no, before. So first of all, acquiring the information and its processing is an important stage. Now ignoring semantic noise, many students have a doubt in this. So basically it is when a speaker and a listener have different interpretations. What I'm a speaker, no? So what I interpret and what you interpret, if it differs, we call it as ignoring semantic noise. But here it was a pre-learning stage. So information acquisition and its processing is one of the important stage of communication. Okay. Now, here just a small explanation quickly. Information acquisition means capturing the relevant information, like for example, to understand how the things are going, how data is used, is it to grab something, all the things has to be learned and processed. Okay, it means you need to put it in the sequence. Firstly, collect the knowledge of communication step, how to use and how to process the information, at what time and where to use. So this is, this indicates what? This indicates your process. Is it clear? Yes. Coming to next question is an question based on match the following. Yes, Shabna, thanks for that detail to be given. But hope everyone writes and keep it in a proper way. So yes, you have now column 1 and column 2. It is providing description with the items. So we have column 1 as cognitive, emotional, social and verbal communication. In column 2, you have the indication, that is ability to relate to other, ability to articulate, ability to read others' facial expression, ability to solve abstract problem. So which of the following matches with what? So you have the terms and you have their explanation. So let's see how many of you are able to do it correctly. Cognitive, I have told you what is the meaning of cognitive very clearly: emotional, social and verbal. So if it is matching, even if you're matching, please do elimination properly. Otherwise, you will end up with a wrong choice. Match all the options over here carefully. Okay, I'm just waiting for everyone so that you can answer and we can go back and check out. So yes, very good everyone. Yes, clear. So if you see B was 3. Okay, so you have to, I mean to say, in this all these options B was 3, even D was 2. So that's the reason I told don't go based on one. So when we say cognitive is nothing but to ability to solve the abstract problem. Emotional, that is yes, to read the facial expressions. When we say social, it is to relate with others. This was something unique, C. So C was 1. Okay, so you have to keep this elimination very well, otherwise you will end up with a mistake. And verbal, it's nothing but to articulate the ideas. Okay, well, so let's quickly have a understanding of cognitive ability. So it is basically an ability involved in thinking, that is reasoning, perception, memory, verbal, mathematical ability, which shows how you proceed the data and information, and you come up with what? You come up with a abstract thinking. When I say emotional ability, which is related to your facial expressions, which tells what exactly the first person's face is telling, so you can easily read that. Social ability is your communication, which with the help of both verbal and non-verbal communication, wherein not only your verbal skills but the gestures, the body language also plays an important role. And the verbal ability, which indicates what? The correct words to express the idea, to articulate the meaning and communicate well. So this is what it is. Okay, now communication skills of students can be improved by what? Now see, again this is, they have matched up with students. So communication skills of students can be improved by asking general questions, exposure to new technology, fostering critical thinking, discriminate use of vocabulary, limited listening. So I have told very well, and such questions also go with elimination. So let's see how many of you are able to do it properly. Question number 9 on the screen. Okay, I'll wait for the answers. Question number 9. Okay, very good. 9, but everyone has not answered. Speed is reduced now. Okay. So 9th is option number B. Very good. So if you see limited listening, see communication skills can be improved by what? So limited listening will definitely not help to improve the skills. Straight away eliminate E. Okay, which all other option, asking general questions, again general questions will not help you to improve the skills. So A is also crossed out, but still let's see. Exposure to new technology, yes. Fostering critical thinking, yes. To discriminant use of vocabulary, that is, know how to use the vocabulary in a different way or in a discriminate manner, which vocabulary to use where. So that again helps you out to what? Improve the communication skills. Amritesh, why A? Didn't you read the properly option? Asking general questions will not, see general, it means if you have to improve your skills, you need to know the use of vocabulary. So vocabulary option is much more closer than option number A. So be careful. Okay. Now, so yes, so strategy for teaching communication skills include what? Observation, exposure, interaction, role plays, group discussion, developing critical thinking, training, and all this, with electronic communication. This all options, I mean, this all activities will help you to improve the communication skills. Okay. Now, coming to question number 10. Now, question number 10 talks about what? Question number 10 talks about the sequence of cultural institutions in communication. Cultural institutions. Following is the sequence of cultural institutions in communication, whether it is family, whether it is school, whether it is religion, or whether it is mass media, which plays an important role in the cultural institutions in communication. You have to select from the given list. Amritesh, I hope your previous question you have understood your mistake. Okay, 10th we have started getting answer. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Option number, yes, very good. Option number A, cultural institutions consist of family, no doubt school, religion, as well as mass media. So all this stands as what? The cultural institutions. Okay. Some questions are very easy. Just, just words look heavy. So just be careful and be confident about your concepts. Okay. Now, yes, so sequence is family, school, religion, and mass media. Question number 11 now, reframing in communication. Now they have just picked up one word, reframing, and they say that it means what? Is it creating a new context? Is it rejecting the conventional expressions? Is it opting for hyperbole? Or is it preferring oppositional binaries? So what does reframing in communication means? What in reframing in communication is called as? Question number 11 on the screen, everyone. Okay, 11th A. Okay, let's see. Answers are a bit coming late. There are students live properly. Others, even if you don't know, just try to attempt your questions. You will know what you were thinking and what went wrong. Yesterday also I've been telling the same thing. So when we talk about reframing, okay, please try to understand what is reframing. First of all, reframing is most powerful and effective way of communication. Reframing, it means that it happens when you create a new context or a new frame for the discussion. So reframing is especially critical when one is trying to compete for attention or acceptance. So our question was what? Reframing. So you reframe. It means that you create a new context. Okay. Shabna, I hope it is very clear because you went wrong for this Amritesh and Shabna, rejecting the conventional expressions. See, they are saying reframing in communication. So they are not describing what type of communication. They are just talking about reframing. Okay, so that it means to create a new context. Just, by the word new context, you must have got confused. It is the existing context has been reframed. So now what you will get is new context. Okay. Now, question number 12. Why was Bengal Gazette also called Hiski's Bengal Gazette? Now, this I just brought this question because sometimes some typical thing comes from the a very unknown part. So I just thought I'll just take this question. So it was first published by Ran Hickey, that is officer in charge of press council. It was established by the father of Indian press. It was a British nickname for newspaper, and the Bengal Gazette was never called as Hickey's Gazette. So what exactly it is? Okay, question number 12th. Yes. Can't reframing be a diversion from? But again, Amritesh, if you are saying, okay, just a minute, everyone. If you're talking about can't it be a diversion from conventional? But here, the statement is incomplete. The statement does not talks. It is in what sense? It is not talking about reframing in communications means coming to what? There has to be, the sentence is incomplete if you assume in the form of diversion. Okay, diversion, deviation from the conventional. But your question is not saying anything such like that. It does not use the word, and hence we have to go with the basic general meaning, that is called as recreating a context. Is it clear? Fine. Yes, so option number B, that it was first published by the father of Indian press, JKSET. Now, yes, this is very factual. Okay, Amritesh, one thing I'll just highlight. See, such questions are purposely given. I mean to say, you people go to a certain extent and you think, which is very good or intensive thinking, but that's the reason I'm telling, sometimes you have to be careful with the question. The question does not talks about anything. It's very basic question, and so we have to end up with a basic option. Fine. Okay, is it clear? Okay. So yes, the first newspaper of India, the Bengal Gazette, was published by James August Hiskey, that is since year 1780, known as the father of Indian press, and was also known as his Bengal Gazette, or a original Kolkata General Advisor. Fine. Yes, framing and reframing. But here reframing, it means giving you the new thing, they are new concept. That's the reason they have written over there new context. Okay, fine. Now, services match the following you have, where you have authorities and services of mass media in our society with the years. So such questions are dangerous if you are not revising the years. Doordarshan, Akashwani, Central Board of Film Certification, National Film Development Corporation of India. Okay. Yes, I'm waiting for the answer. You can go through over it once again. You need to put a lot of stress on your mind in order to recall the dates if you have not revised recently. Doordarshan, Akashwani, Central Board of Film Certification, and National Film Development Corporation of India. So it indicates, what it tells. Okay, question number 13. Okay, C, D. Okay, a lot of options. Puneet, bit late you are today. Okay, so let's see. Still, there are some questions you can catch up. So the option is D. So Doordarshan, that is your option. That is 1959. Akashvani 1936. Central Board of Certification is 1951, and National Film Development Corporation, that is 1975. See, such questions you have to be very careful. Factual questions no one can help. Okay, so you have to keep on revising. If anyone is asking me the tips, a regular revision will help you to sort out these doubts, but revision should be done unit wise, not with in general. Okay, it's okay, no need to sorry. I was just casually I just asked you about it. So yes, Doordarshan, which was established in 1959, Indian public service broadcaster, founded by Government of India. The motto is, Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Prasar Bharati is the parent organization. Now see, I have brought this notes for you in case if you are not interested, but it is of your use only. Anything can come out of it. So just have a look. Do not ignore it. All India Radio, officially known as Akashvani, which was founded in 1936. Our national radio broadcaster, which was founded by Government of India, and it was owned by Prasar Bharati. Central Board of Certification, which was formed in 1951 for the purpose of film certification, a statutory film certification body, which is by Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India. Then we have the National Film Development Corporation, established in the year 1975. It finances, produces, distributes film work function under the Ministry of Information Broadcasting, Government of India. Okay, so it is important. In case if you want any notes, you can even take a quick screenshot of it and store it for your reference. Then comes your question number 14. Fleeting changes that occur in facial expressions of teachers in the classroom are described as what? Okay, so we are talking about what? We are talking about fleeting changes, okay, which occurs in teachers' facial expression is described as what? Okay, informational, momentary moments, micro or significant. It talks about what? 14th. Okay, we started getting answers quickly. Fine. Others? Okay, let's see how many of you are right. Now, the meaning of fleeting is very important over here. So, fleeting is nothing but which lasts only for a shorter period of time. So, it is called as micro momentary moments. Fleeting, that is the expression on the teacher's face, which lasts only for a small duration, is called as micro moments. Okay, momentary moments. Fine. Just keep it, note and keep it. Now, what is Univatra in the arena of mass media and communication? Whether it is an ethical term for newspaper, whether it's a journal, whether it is a multi-language news service, or whether it is a printing press. I have taken this topic in the regular digital initiative also. I have taken a lecture on digital initiative. At that time I have taken this topic. Univarta is in the arena of what? Question number 15, everyone. 15 on the screen. Univarta is with respect to media and communication. Refers to what? Okay. No answer for question 15. Okay, 15 started. Others don't know. Okay, Univarta is basically a multi-language news service. So let's know. Yes, it is 15. Shabna, why? We have done this earlier also. Okay, it indicates what? Now let's see. So the United News of India founded, okay. News of India, which founded in 1961, is a multilingual news agency. It has started its commercial news operations with the help of Univarta, a multi-language service which was founded by Dr. Roy. United News of India is a multilingual news agency in India, which was founded in 1961 as an English news agency. Its commercial operations started from 21st March 1961 with its Univarta, a Hindi news service which became a multilingual news service in the world. Okay, Univarta, uni, that is, multiple here. It stands for United News of India, okay, which indicates multiple language services. Fine, those who are wrong, be careful. Upendra and Shabna, be careful. Now, we have assertion and reasoning. Assertion is language, both verbal and non-verbal, make use of words. Reason they have given, words are mere symbols. The statement is right, the reason is false, true, you have to tell that, okay? I will read again the question. Language, both verbal and non-verbal, make use of words. That is the assertion. The reason for that given is words are mere symbols. So you have to look at the reason with the help of assertion. Do not apply your own perception. Just look at two statements, see whether they are matching up and accordingly answer it. Yes, question number. I hope everyone is okay. Question 16th has started by everyone. So, no, see. Language, yes, both verbal and non-verbal make use of words, true. Okay. Words are mere symbols is also true. Now, see over here. Language are both verbal and non-verbal, which make use of words. In language, if a person is making some verbal or non-communication, then ultimately the person is using words. It's basically verbal and non-verbal make use of words, okay? The communication message might not be vocabulary that is understood by the receiver. For example, excessive use of technical, financial, medical or psychological terms and jargon, the assertion is right. Okay, we use both verbal as well as non-verbal where we use words. Now the second statement, the reason, just a minute, yeah, I'm coming to that, Madhumita. See, words are mere symbols. What does that indicate? Words are represented in a symbolic way, but symbols can be comprehended differently by the participants in the communication. So what they are saying, words are just symbols which is comprehended by the participants. It means how non-verbal? Okay, you people have the question is that how non-verbal communication indicates. See, when we talk about here it is clearly written. I'll just read this explanation once again for you. Just understand. See, what they are given, the communication, okay, message might not use vocabulary that is understood by the receiver. For example, it is just a symbol or a sign, okay, where they have using the symbol or a sign which indicates a word when a receiver receives it. Okay, the sender sends the sign or symbol, but the receiver receives it in the form of what? In the form of your words. And now you are doing the same mistake which I want you right now. Please try to understand. When we understand communication in general, at that time what we understand that non-verbal is what? Non-verbal is nothing but, use of signs, symbols and things. Here we have to read it from reason point of view. Is it clear? Now you understood? So be careful. That's the reason. See, this is how, they can target you. In such questions, be careful. You don't have to use your perceptions of your concept. You just have to look at assertion and reasoning. Otherwise, you will make a mistake in that. Okay? Now this also we have done n number of time. Let me see whether you people are doing it rightly or not. Selective perception theory is useful in understanding dash within the classroom, whether discord in the class, poor retention, teacher favoritism or less attendance. selective perception theory, which I have already done in the classroom. Let's see whether you are able to do it. Yes, everyone, we have done selective perception. Only one student has answered it, but correctly. Okay. Now see. Yes, answer is C, but let me explain you. Okay, selective perception theory. Any new student does not know this term. Understand. Selective perception theory is also known as selective exposure. Now see, this is the theory that an audience interpretation of media is dependent on personal belief. When a person views media content, only the ideas which fit the preconceptions are entertained, while counterclaims are disregarded. So when I talk about selective perception theory is helpful in understanding what in classroom communication, that is the teacher's favoritism, means what you want to take, you take that, irrespective if it is there or not, rest all you leave it. So selection perception theory is useful in understanding teacher's favoritism, that is your belief, and you take as per according to your perception. Fine. Okay, coming to question number 18. Negative reaction is to a communication is described as what? When you make a negative reaction to a communication, it will be called as passive response, aggressive response, passive aggressive response, or assertive response. Another name, the simple question meaning is another name for negative reaction. It's called as what? Yes. Another name for which question you want? Selective perception theory, you mean to say? Amritesh, because question number 18 is done. Question number 19 was the screen. But with selective perception, if I'm not wrong, that is what you want me to give the example. Just let me complete this question and then I'll come to yours also. Okay. Okay, just a minute. Yes, no, Amritesh, I think what you want is on selective perception theory. I'll come to it. Okay, just let me tell this answer. So negative reaction to a communication is called as passive response. Passive. Okay, now see. Yes, this is just a small, I have just taken a small screenshot because this was available only directly on the book. So I'll just help you to understand 4 styles of communication. One is passive aggressive, and assertive. Okay, now when I say passive, I'll go with passive first. Okay, avoid confrontation and a complainant, often putting their needs after those of others. So this is something which, you know, they always have complaints or grievances. So negative, it means the one which is passive. Assertive, they are clearly and respectfully communicate their own ideas and strive for mutual satisfactory solution. So this is something which is positive. Aggressive, they attempt to get their own way by controlling other people through manipulation and control techniques. Aggressive, it means by hook or crook, they will make sure that what they want is done. And passive aggressive, it means, this is what many of you answered, which is wrong. Okay, yes, just a minute, I'll come to your doubt also. Avoid direct confrontation but use devious means to get their own way. So they are actually negative, but they will, you know, they in a negative and aggressive way, they will try to get their things done. Is it clear? Fine. So this is how the right answer will be. What? The right answer will be your question. Which question you wanted? Okay. Amritesh, I'll come to it. Wait a minute. Okay, I'll come to it. Just give me some time. Let me finish these 2 questions and I'll come to it. Now, which of the following is not a mass media effect theory? Effect theory, limited effect theory, class dominant theory, culturist theory or positivism theory? Which of them is not a mass media theory? Okay. Okay, yes, answers for the same. Yeah, verbal and non-verbal. Okay, got it. I got that assertion question. I'll come to it. Wait a minute. Okay, yes. The one which is not a mass media theory is positivism theory. So, see, the limited effect theory is a mass communication theory which influences mass media message on individuals in a limited way. Okay, so this theory was developed by one of the sociologists regarding social context. Class dominant theory, it is media reflect and projects view of minority elite which control it. It means the people who own and control the corporations through that produce media comprise that is, I mean to say, one which is elite. Culturist theory is a mixture of both limited effect theory and the class dominant theory. Okay, just keep these theories in mind. They are related to mass communication. You can get any question out of it. Okay, though you don't just go from question to question. Anything inside the question should be read properly. It can be a part of your question. Is it clear? Now, computer assisted language learning is called as what? Computer assisted language learning. Is it called as sided learning? Is it called as communicative learning? Or is it called as language logic, or is it called as electronic mediation? What exactly it is known as? Okay, yes, waiting for the answer. Question number 20A, okay, B, D, all the options came out. Computer assisted language is nothing but it's called computer assisted language learning is called as communicative call. Now, what does this communicative call means? Here the keyword is communicative call. Now, what does it means? Okay, so basically, call stands for computer assisted language learning, CALL, okay, which is characterized as search for and analysis of computer application in language teaching and learning. The communicative approach to foreign language teaching, which became popular in 1970s and 80s, is the foundation of call. Computers are used to encourage critical thought, writing, and conversation. Instead of manipulating or prefabricated language, students are encouraged to create original expressions, and hence they have to, they are dependent on computers. So computer assisted language learning is called as communicative call, and call meaning you have understood. Is it clear? Fine. Anthropology is not my subject, Punit. That's the reason I am not taking that. Okay, it requires deep study also and understanding the concept. So that is not a cup of my tea, to be very frank. So we are not into that. Fine. Okay, now this is the last question for the day. Amritesh, just you wanted me to go with this question number 16. Now please try to understand question 16 which you are asking me. The question 16 is, you just focus on question. The assertion is that language both verbal and non-verbal make use of words, and they are saying that words are symbol. So when I say words are symbol, or they are symbolism or symbolic, it means that you are expressing, or you're trying to bring out the mood, the emotions with the help of symbols which a receiver will understand. And hence for this question, assertion and reasoning both are true only for this question, in not in general. And the example which I gave you right now is emotions, or a mood that depict in the form of word to the receiver, and hence assertion and reason both are true. So we'll have a glimpse at the syllabus. So syllabus in communication talks about communication meaning. So where you can get any one, like for example, we have done in our sessions 2 definitions which are given by the 2 authors. So they can come up with any definition in any form. Types and characteristics of communication. Effective communication, where you have the questions based on non-verbal or verbal communication. Intercultural and group communication, including classroom communication. But as I said, this classroom communication always has a link with your teaching aptitude, so you should know how to solve it better. Then we have barriers, mass media and society. The syllabus looks very tiny, very small, but it has a great impact when you see the questions. Okay, so now in today's session, the questions which I have taken average questions, which are definitely not very easy or not very difficult, moderate you can say. But I am expecting today I have taken 20 questions, and all those students who have joined, who are watching, are my regular students. So I should feel that today I should definitely get a score of 20 on 20, because the questions are that amount of questions which you can read properly and easily answer. So just keep your mind relaxed, calm, and try to answer the questions. Do not do any silly mistakes, because if these questions are, if you are attempting it very well, and 20 on 20 if you take, it means you can confidently say that your preparation is going well. So don't do any silly mistakes and come up with the right options. Okay, so let's start the session for the day. So here comes with your first question. What is required for good communication? So good communication does require clarity of thoughts. Does it has dramatic presentation? Does it involve speaking in a mild tone, or does it ensure speaking without pause? So when we talk about good communication, see, every option you feel is right. That is true. But which option connects to the question very closely? That's what you have to answer. So what is required for good communication? Is it clarity of thoughts? Is it dramatic presentation? Is it speaking in mild tone, or speaking without pause? Okay, waiting for answers. Okay, instant answers, very good. Yes, so when we talk about the required qualities for good communication, as per the given options, the very nearby option is clarity of thoughts, because clarity of thoughts will definitely bring a clear message. The message will be understood properly, the feedback will be constructive. So there are all the links which are connected. So yes, a good communication results into what? It results into clarity of thoughts. Okay, very good. Now let's see. If you remember, we have done 7 C's, the principles of communication, wherein one principle is clarity. Apart from clarity, we have completeness, concreteness, courtesy, correctness, consideration, and conciseness. So completeness relates to all the information. Concreteness relates to specific but definite information. Courtesy relates to commitment and affection. Correctness results to appropriate addressing. Clarity relates to message to be very clear with specific purpose. Consideration relates to the receiver's interest, and conciseness relates to what the least possible words, that is up to the mark. So just remember, because many a times out of principles you definitely see a question, but the question is twisted form, so you have to be a little bit alert. Okay, coming to question number 2. Identify the skills promoted by communication from the following. So you have to identify the skills. We have done this topic yesterday, but
orally we did it. So what are the skills? Reading, listening, helping, speaking, writing. Which skills are a part of your communication skills, Okay. Question number 2 on the screen. Okay, I've started getting answers. Sonia, the answer is for question 2. Okay, sorry, here, no, I have just, sorry, though, I think I have just forgot to list out the numbers. Okay. Okay, you can tell A, B, C, D also, or you can use in any format. I will understand. Okay, so 2D, D, D. Okay, fine. So yes, the skills promoted by communication is, reading and listening and speaking and writing. Okay, so we have 4 skills, that is listening skills, speaking skills, reading skills and writing skills. Okay, A and D, yes, correct. Punit, be careful. C is helping. We do not have helping as a skill, so option number B and C is eliminated. We have 4 skills as per our as per communication, that is listening, speaking, reading, writing. So listening, which which facilitates the skills, other skills with help of the spoken language. Speaking, which helps to clear grammatical pronunciation with the correct grammar. Reading, which is a gateway of knowledge and definitely helps to ensure that there is appropriateness of the sound components. Writing, which helps to improve the linguistic ability, with resulting into what, a selection of proper sentences, words, grammar and content. So be careful. Okay, speaking, yes, it's one of the skill. So option number A and D, 4, that is reading, listening, speaking, writing. These 4 skills will be included. Fine. Okay. Coming to question number 3, communication variables involved in a model of performance of what? So like, see how this question is twisted. Actually, the question talks about the process of communication, but see the words which they have used. Communication variables involved in a model of performance. So whether it is encoding, decoding, passive resistance, channelization, indifference. So if you see, the entire question is based on the process. Okay. Yeah, I'll wait for question number 3, answer for question number 3. Communication variables involved in a model of performance, whether it is encoding, whether it is decoding, whether it is passive, whether it is channelization, or whether it is indifference. Okay, Sonia has already answered. Fine, waiting for others. Okay, option number A. Okay, option number A is the answer. Fine. So let's see. Yes, so we have, that is encoding, decoding, as well as channelization is the one which is a part of what? Which is a part of the communication variables, which is involved in model of performance. So model of performance here is nothing but the process in which the communication is taking place. Okay, good. So just keep, I meant to say, it's going well. Though the questions are easy, but some words or some sentences you have to understand the meaning very well. Okay, till now the things are going very well. Till the end, just maintain the same speed as well as consistency of answering. Now, so we know that we have a process of communication which starts with a sender, which ends with a receiver when a receiver gives a feedback. So basically the components are the context, the sender, the encoder, the encoding of message itself, the channel, decoding, receiver, feedback, and noise as what? As a distraction. Okay. Now, yes, coming to question number 4. expressing words in communication. So when you express the words in communication, it falls under the category of what? Does it falls under the category of sender? Is it a message? Is it a channel? Or is it a receiver? It falls under which category? Expressing words in communication, it falls under the category of what? Yes, easy question, but still read properly and come to the answer. Yes, question number, just write, when you're writing, please write the question numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. It becomes easier, to check me in the chat boxes. So expressing words in communication falls under the category of, now see here, now some of them are right, some of them are wrong. Now what you did is expressing words, you took it as, as a general thing. What they are trying to say in the question, who expresses words? Who is the one who expresses words in communication? It is always the sender. Sonia, I knew everyone will, many of you will answer message. So you just saw that words comes under what? Words comes under the category of message. But the question is trying to ask you, who expresses the words in communication? Who is the one who takes the initiative of expressing? So that is what? That is the sender. Okay? Is it clear? So just see this small things, can catch you. They can put you into your reduction of marks. So you have to be very careful. Fine. So and anyways, there is no such, way in which you can, where the question tells that it is basically the message. It is not written like expressing words in communication to the receiver. So like in the form of what? So there is nothing such where you have to get the indication as message. So expressing words by whom? By the sender. Yes, I'm thinking about this. What you are thinking, Punit, about this? So tell us also, we will also understand. Question number 5. In two process of communication, sender is at one way. Actually, it should be like that. In two-way process of communication, sender is at one end, whereas other end, who is there? In a two-way process of communication, okay, yes, who is expressing the words? Yes, right, Punit. Yes, question number 5, students have started answering. Okay, waiting. So yes, now see, these are your bonus questions. Okay, now do not expect that such questions will not come as a part of your examination. They do come, but what happens, and why such questions are being there? First of all, you are too much tense, so you start thinking in a very complicated way. The answer is very simple and you feel that such simple question will not be given by UGC, but there are such 2-3 bonus questions which are like a bonus, but you have to think in a very simple format, but you go in a complicated way and make a mistake. So be careful. Such simple questions without any doubt should be sorted out very well. Okay, now classroom communication is the basis of what? We have done this yesterday, but there were some different options also. Let me see now how you do this question. Classroom communication is a basis of what? Social identity, external inanities. Inanities is nothing but lack of sense, bias, passivity, and group aggression. Now here you can easily come up because some options are negative. You can understand them while reading, okay, but you have to be very strong with your vocabulary. So classroom communication, yes, Shabna, thank you very much for giving that detailed explanation. So expressing is done by both, but sender will be the one who expresses the words, okay, and in reply receiver will nod the head, or nodding will be done. Okay, yes, question number 6, very quick answers came, very good. So yes, if you see classroom communication, let us understand that you do not know this answer. But if you see biased, it means something which is very negative. We are supposed to be neutral. Aggression is again a negative. Now, external inanities. Now, you have to understand, because this indicates what? Lack of sense, which is not a good sign of communication. So definitely classroom communication is one, the basis of what? It gives a strong base for social identity, and hence the right option is social identity. Okay, so yesterday also I said, today also I'm repeating the same thing. Comprehension 1, comprehension daily. Please do that, because it will really help you a lot in your vocabulary, which can help you in the rest of the units also. Fine. Okay. Now, classroom communication is the basis of social identity. How and why? Teaching is a social activity. It involves both teacher and student. Direct communication allows immediate feedback. Teachers inculcate proper values in the students, and hence it helps the students to create their own social identity. And that's the reason classroom communication is a base for social identity. So just it is in detail. Be careful. Okay, why it is a social identity? Because it is a social activity. Teacher interacts with the student by inculcating or teaching them the values, through which the individual or a student or a learner understands how to carry their social identity, and hence it is a one of the base. Okay, fine. Going to question number 7. A verbal communication technique used in teaching. So when we talk about verbal communication, it is a technique which is used in teaching with the help of what? Slow expression of words, varying the speed of voice and tone, presentation without pause, resorting semantic jugglery. That is tricky. So what? Again, here it is easy to come up with elimination. Yes. Question number 7. Okay. Confused in A and B. Okay. Create this confusion. I meant to say clear your doubts. No problem, because here we have a scope of clearing your confusion. Examination, we won't have the scope. Okay, so let's see what is the right answer. The right answer is option number B. Okay, now see. A and B, yes, Punit has already listed out a confusion. Now see, what is the question? A verbal, I have an explanation for this. Just a minute. First, let me make you understand the question. A verbal communication technique is used in teaching. No doubt, we use this in teaching as what? Okay, slow expression of words, varying the speed of voice and tone, presentation without pause. Now see, this is negative. Presentation without positive, it's not a good quality, because you're just going on. So that is, you the best way of expressing yourself is, you need to know how to take a pause and when to take a pause. Then restoring semantic jugglery, that is tricky things, means it makes things complicated. So very true that this or you will eliminate. But how to understand between option number A and B? See, slow expression of words, but sometimes when you are teaching, you do not, a very slow expression of words can bring boredom or a lack of interest. So you have to know how to keep a variation in your speed, and that is speed of your voice and tone, when to raise it, when to slow it down. And hence the answer is you should know how to carry on with your speed and tone variation, when to raise it, when to slow it, when to take it high, when to take it low. Now see, verbal communication, which results into what? Voice, quality, tone, pitch, speed, pronunciation. Okay, now see, here it is written very clearly. When we talk about what? When we talk about slow expressions, okay, as I already told you that slow expressions result into what? Slow expressions result into your boredom. Students will, distract. Okay, students will definitely result into what? Students will result into lack of attention,
and then presenting content without pause may lead to lack of conceptual clarity in students. So that turns into what? Negativity. So the best way is to to keep a variation in your speed with the help of tone and voice. Is it clear? Okay, very simple thing, but see, again, it can put you in, in confusion. And slow expressions, yes, it you feel that, yes, if a child is, a slow learner, then slow expression works out. But for a normal class, you have to keep your variations in place. Fine. Let's go to question number 8. Question number 8 is an example. The dance of an honeybee conveying other bees where nectar will be found is an example of what? Is it an example of mass communication, group communication, interpersonal communication, or intrapersonal communication? The example is given. You have to list your type. The dance of honeybee conveying other bees where the nectar will be found will result into what? Yes, waiting for the answer. Okay, started with some students have already started with question number 8. Okay, yes. So the dance of an honeybee conveying means passing on the message or information to other bees related to where nectar will be found is nothing but a group communication. Group. Everyone is right. I think this should not lead to any confusion now. A very clear example with a very clear indication of the answer. Fine. Now, so we have 5 levels of communication. Intra communication, which is related to what? Which is related to one single individual within himself. It means a person talking to himself is intra. Two people is inter. Group communication, just now we did an example. Public communication and mass communication. See, public communication wherein you have a huge amount of crowd, and mass communication which you do with the help of your online platforms. So that is what intrapersonal, as I said, communication within oneself. Interpersonal communication which happens between two people. Okay, group communication which happens between 3 or more members based on the objective of the group. Public communication which can be with the help of formal or informal way where a message is broadcasted. And mass communication with the help of media where the audiences are larger and there is no personal connect, and feedback is also having less chances of getting feedback. It is not on time. Fine. Now, again, there is an example stated, but see how they have put this example. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan was successful because it was communicated to what? A formal way, a lateral way, interpersonal way, or mass communication. When we talk about Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, it was communicated due to what? In what form it was communicated? Okay. How was intrapersonal communication? The Swachh Bharat Abhiyan was communicated, whether for formal, lateral, inter, or mass communication. Okay, we have started getting answers. Okay, good. So as just now I said, it is the communication was successful because it was with the help of the media resource, and that led to success of the initiative. Now, what are the features of vertical communication? I hope you remember vertical communication. That is, it flows upwards or downwards through former channels. It takes place between one division and other. This is also known as lateral communication. So only 4 or it's okay, only 3 options are there. So what are the features of vertical communication? From the listed below, what stands to be the features of vertical communication?
Jaslin, just read the example. Read the options properly. See, it was very clear. Vertical communication. So basically, vertical is either upward or a downward communication. A straight example. Now, what you have opted for, it takes between one division and other only. Okay, but it does not specify this in fact this particular option is incomplete. It takes place between one division and other division, but in what? If it is in the same criteria, then it will be horizontal. One division, that is from higher authority to the lower authority, then it will be vertical also. So this is not specifying anything. So the actual answer is upward and downward through formal channels. Yes, horizontal communication is called as lateral communication. Okay. Yes, now here again this question can bring little bit of confusion, so be careful. Okay, then one division to another division, but here no, Shabna, if it is diagonal, no, they will, here I said no, it is incomplete. One division to another division at the same hierarchy, then it can become horizontal also. So be careful to read the question properly. Okay, now question number 11, in verbal communication, words act as what? Do they act as filters? Do they act as decorative? Do they act as symbols? Or do they act as passive barriers? Words act as what in verbal communication? Words act as communication. In verbal communication, words act as what? Okay, 11th answer started coming. Okay, very good. So yes, in verbal communication, okay, now see over here. I'll just example. Now here, very good, I said. Why? Because you now answered the question with the help of yesterday's example. See, try to understand. Yesterday there was a statement, a question based on assertion and reason. Okay, based on assertion, the reason was given, words are symbol. Now here we are talking about what? We are talking about normal verbal communication. Okay, so when I say, if I'm talking about normal verbal communication, so in normal communication, words will be considered as what? Words will be considered as a passive barrier. It means the barriers which they are not moving apart, okay, like the individual barriers you can say, or the transfer of energy you can say, or like for example you can say something which is a passive element. Okay, so please try to understand here what is making you in. There is nothing which tells you that words are symbols. There is no, the question itself is half if you want to answer the symbols. So in normal communication, words, if not put up in a correct form, they will definitely result into what? They will result into passive barriers. Yes, symbols are non-verbal communication. See, these are your concepts. See, try to understand one thing which I have observed, in some students. You are reading, when you're reading some questions, no, you take those questions as what? The concepts, which are wrong. Questions are always, twisted in order to confuse you. So here also, please remember, here they are talking about normal verbal communication. So in non-verbal communication, when we use the words, this words turns to be what? Passive barriers. They are not, they are not a moving. So they sometimes not understood, they tends to passive barriers. Okay, then second option you can do is how Punit has, put up. So words basically non-verbal is a part of what? Is a part of symbol. So put your actual concept in this. You will come up with the right answer. Be careful. This things, I've noted very frequently. So just be careful. Okay. Fine. Now second, see, now even immediately I've came up with an example of non-verbal communication. So non-verbal communication is what? Is it mechanical? Is it organic? Is it unstructured? Or is it structured? This I had taken in theory class when I have distinguished between verbal and non-verbal communication. Okay, yes, waiting for answer everyone. Question number 12 on the screen, everyone.
Non-verbal communication is used as what? Okay. Yes. So see, when we talk about non-verbal communication, so we do not structurize this communication. Okay, it is not planned, it is not organized. So basically, it is how in nature it is unstructured in nature. Okay, it's always unstructured or unorganized in nature. It is not pre-planned. Fine. Okay. Now, here I have yes. Now see, please remember, see the question properly. Effective communication presupposes what? Non-alignment, that is people, non-alignment, people with different objectives. Domination, that is your superiority. I have given the meaning just to make you sure with the answer. Passivity, that is avoidance, and understanding. So what is, what indicates effective effective communication presupposes what? Okay, just read the question properly. If I am purposely not saying the meaning of presupposes, it will become a habit for you then. Effective communication presupposes what? Okay, I've given meaning, so it will little bit help you, but still I'm waiting for you to come up with the right answer. So effective communication presupposes understanding. Now what is the meaning of presupposes? It means you can tell it as beforehand also the general meaning is, or logically. Effective communication, if seen logically or with a fact, it should be definitely based on what? It should be based on understanding, not on people's objective, because people are, the perspective of the people will change from one to another. Not on superiority and not on avoidance also. It should be based on what? Understanding. And what is the meaning of presupposes? It means the logic of effective communication is understanding. Fine? Yes. Now, public communication tends to occur within a what? Public communication, we have done just now only. Public communication tends to occur within a complex structure, political structure, a convenient structure, or a formal structure. It is under the, it occurs within a limit of what? Public communication tends to occur within what? Okay, started getting answers. Yes. Okay, fine. So, public communication tends to occur within a more convenient structure. See, obviously you have an intention of passing a message which is reach to the targeted audiences, so you will not make it complex. You will not make it political. The reason to not make it political, because it will lead to conflicts or misunderstanding. It is not formal. You want to tell something which is which has to reach, so you have to at times use some convenient way of getting the message understood, so it will be convenient. Punit, 15th question where you got from? It's question number 14. We will start with 15th now. Okay, now 15th question, that is transforming thoughts, ideas. The question is very easy. Please be careful with the question. Transforming thoughts, ideas, and messages into verbal and non-verbal signs. It's referred to as what? Is it channelization? Is it mediation? Or is it encoding or decoding? Transforming ideas. Yeah. Press meet, yes. Yeah, Shabna. What, you have a doubt in that? Again, I meant to say why is still a confusion. Public communication. Press meet will come. Yes, example, you can use that. Question number 15. Yes, very good. So, yes, transforming ideas, thoughts, messages into verbal and non-verbal communication. Now, try to understand again here. If you look at the question over here, transforming thoughts, ideas, and messages
into verbal and non-verbal signs. Okay, see, it is not saying that who is doing that or what is it is called as. The process is not called over here. It is not indicating, it is transforming. See the code word over here, that is a keyword. So it is transforming with the help of what? It is transforming with the help of channelization. Please try to understand, they are not asking you thoughts, ideas and messages, okay, whether verbal or non-verbal, from sender or towards receiver. It's not mentioned. It is just telling you that it is transforming through a process of what? That is, it is going through what? It is going through channelization. They are not indicating anything who does that or who receives that. So encoding will come when who initiates. Decoding will come when it towards the receiver. Nothing is referred in the question. So it is only transforming through what? It is transforming through the help of channelization. Be careful. This again when can lead to confusion for your final examination. Try to judge the questions. It looks very simple and you are definitely, everyone without second thought has said encoding, but for encoding they have not given you any such keyword with the help of what. Okay, so please try to be careful for such questions. Then effective communication needs a supportive what? I'll repeat once again. Effective communication needs a supportive what? Economic environment, political environment, social environment or multicultural environment. Effective communication. Yes, from one to another. Yes, Jocelyn. That is where you have initiation with sender. So it initiates with sender, which was not being given. 16C. Okay, Madhumita, fine. Effective communication, C. Okay. So yes, when we talk about communication, effective communication, so definitely effective communication should always support a social environment. Okay, please remember this we have done. If you the question gets twisted, this question can get twisted with the help of effective communication for a child, result into what? A transformation with the help of what? A social environment. They can convert this question or twist this question anyway, but remember one thing, effective communication always needs a support from the social environment. That is very important. Okay, then question number 17. A major barrier in transmission of cognitive data. Now again, please remember the keyword of the question, cognitive data, which is with the help of mental ability. So a major barrier in the transmission of cognitive data in the process of communication is an individual's what? Personality, expectations, social status, coding ability. Here also small, this I have, maybe the confusion can be there. When we talk about a major barrier in transmission of cognitive data in the process of communication, is an individual's what? Personality, expectation, social status, coding ability. It results into what? Okay, 17th. Yes, so see, I have already given you a hint. Cognitive, it means from the perspective of mind, brain, intellectual. So basically it will be related to what? The ability to code. I mean, it's a coding ability either from the sender or a receiver side. Okay, so be clear that cognitive word, that's the reason I stressed on it very clearly, the keyword. Fine. Yes. Now question number 18. Now this again can lead to little bit of confusion. When communicated, institutionalized stereotypes becomes what? Do they become myths? Do they become reasons? Do they become the experiences? Do they become the convictions? What it results into? Read carefully and come to the answer. This was one of the university question only. When communicated, institutional stereotypes becomes what? Okay, I'll wait for everyone to come with the answer and then I can move ahead. Okay, so seeing just seeing the answers, everyone.
Okay, so some of them have not. Okay, fine. Question 18 only. I hope everyone has answered. Those who have not put the question number. See, now here also drastically things have went wrong. Now, first of all, when communicated, institutional stereotypes. Now, when I say stereotypes, it means you have a fixed idea about someone. Okay. Now, what they're trying to tell is that when you're communicating, no, the stereotypes becomes what, on what basis did you do you have an idea about that particular person or a particular event? It is only and only based on experiences. Like for example, let us take an example that okay, you have an idea about global online. On basis of what? Okay, what have you seen? So you don't have any myths, legacy or reasons or convictions. No one is coming to convince you. It is only based on your experiences you are able to, means you are able to make your judgment. So that is when we communicate. Now when we are communicating, it means online is coming up with the classes, lectures, whatever it is, and based on your experiences you are trying to make a fixed decision about us. Madhumita, I have explained it. Have you understood? Or do you want me to explain it once again? The question is very simple. Based on what do you try to get a idea about certain thing? So that thing can be a person or it can be an event. So based on your experiences only, you try to make a judgment. Okay, fine. Now, communication to oneself. Now this is a bonus question. 101% it should be right. No one should go wrong for this. Yes, quickly. Now see, such bonus questions, you don't have to distract yourself with the timings and don't have to get a question mark on your ability. That much you are much prepared in order to answer such questions very easily. Wait a minute, Shabna, I'll come to you. Just let me read your message properly. A confusion between A and C. Myths. See, myths is basically a legacy, you can say. So what you are saying, because a person fresher to an institution will give mixed information about by other person. So but then here they are not asking they are asking you, other person is not involved, they are asking you your opinion. So you will decide your opinion on what? Obviously you will first take your experience and then only you will decide the opinion. No one goes with I can say we are say global online is since a decade or since a century it is. But you will not believe on my myths. You will definitely have your own personal experience to make a decision. Fine? Okay. Yes, very correct. 19th question. Communication to oneself is intrapersonal communication. We did and everyone went right. So good. Okay. Now, again a simple question, because such type of questions are seen sometimes in the examination. That's the reason I have brought up. The English word communication is derived from which words? Communicates, communicare, communist, communicism, communalism, communion, or common sense. So which option goes right? Which words is the English word communication derived from? No. Shabna, when you talk about stereotypes, no? Yes, we have an idea, but that idea is based on our experiences. We do not, we do not listen to a person. We make an conclusion based on our experiences. Okay. Why 20? Okay, 20 little bit factual it is. So maybe... So the option will be right option is not option number C, but option number 1. I have seen someone option number C and B also. So it is basically communist and communicare. Is it clear? Shabna, I hope your stereotype meaning is very clear. It's on personal experiences, not on the person's view. Fine? Okay.